When I woke up this morning, I spent a lot of time trying to think about an intro for this video, but then I thought to myself, why talk about an intro? Why waste time doing that when I can just show you how this vehicle is to drive and what it has up its sleeve. So let's cut to the chase and just talk about how the Venue N-Line is to drive. Well, first of all, let me clear it up by saying that it gets the same 1-litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine that the regular Venue also comes with. It produces the same 118 horsepower and the same 172 Newton meters of torque. The difference is that instead of coming with both an IMT and a DCT as an option, this only gets the 7-speed DCT. Sadly, the engineers at Hyundai did not tinker with the engine tuning, but they did mess with the suspension and the steering wheel response, and it is evident. It's not hugely evident, but it is evident. When you chuck this car around a sweeping bend, you will notice that it feels a lot more planted, and the steering response is also a little better. It's still not the most direct steering wheel in the world, but still it is better. It's not as light and floaty as the regular Venue's steering wheel. And I must say, I was really surprised by the suspension tuning, because when we first heard news about the N-Line and we knew that the suspension was going to be stiffer than that of the regular car, and on bad roads of Delhi or any other city in India, this car could be slightly uncomfortable for people. But that is not exactly the case. While the suspension is stiffer than the regular Venue, it's still very good in terms of absorbing the smaller undulations, and even some of the bigger ones. If you go over slowly, it will glide through, and you won't find yourself having a lower back pain after driving this vehicle through peak Delhi traffic and through potholes. So that is a big plus point in my books. If you buy the Venue N-Line, you should be driving in the eco mode. Said no one ever. You should put it immediately into sport mode and then take control with these paddle shifts, which do a much better job of shifting, because while the DCT is pretty quick and it can really get you up to speed, certain times when you are maybe coasting at, let's say, 60 or 70 and you want to pick up the pace to maybe overtake a vehicle, especially when you're on a highway, you will have to take control with the paddle shifts, downshift a few notches and then press the accelerator. And you can see that it just holds on to the gears and you get a lovely soundtrack, which again, if you're an enthusiast, you will love it. As for the exhaust tuning, while it has been tweaked, when you're inside, you get more of the engine noise and less of the exhaust sound. So that's slightly disappointing, but at least to the people on the outside, you're providing them with a good soundtrack. Even though this vehicle looks like it's all about going fast, there is more to it. You now get disc brakes all around. Whether you buy the N6 or the N8 model, doesn't matter. You get disc brakes on all trims of the N-Line, which means that the stopping power is also significantly better on the N-Line model, and that is something which makes me think that, the price increase is kind of justified to a certain extent, because this is a functional change which will help you daily when you're out on the road. And maybe if you have to brake all of a sudden because of a stray animal or another vehicle braking in front of you, then this is going to be mighty helpful to you. I'll be honest, as good as the 2022 Venue looks with its new design, it's still a little bit sedate and doesn't really stand out as much. But the N-Line does not have that problem, thanks to the red accent it gets all around. You have it on the front bumper, on the back, you have it on the sides as well. So that really gives it a little bit more character. Plus, you have the N-Line badging all around, and the grille, if you look closely, has also been redesigned very slightly. You also have a new bumper. It gets this split kind of design, so that also adds to its looks. On the side, you will notice that it gets the same size 16-inch alloy wheels. These are diamond cut ones, but the design has been changed. It's a little more busy and looks a little better. It also has the N logo in the center. At the back, you will notice it comes with twin exhaust pipes, which produce a very nice throaty exhaust sound. In total, there are 5 color options, and what we have here is the single tone polar white color. But if I were to put my money on the Venue N-Line, I'd be buying the thunder blue color because that looks the most exciting. Well, those are my views on the exterior of the N-Line. You tell us what you think of this design and of the accents in the comments down below. The red theme of the Venue N-Line continues on the inside as well, and you can see a lot of red highlights all throughout the cabin, just like you have it on the AC vents, the AC controls, the drive mode selector, and even these leather seats, they get a red stitching along with the N-Line logo on them. So that looks pretty nice. Combined with that, you also have this all black interior, which goes well with the sporty scheme that Hyundai wants to go for. And the layout of the cabin is same as the regular vehicle. The space also inside is the same because the dimensions of the N-Line version of the Venue and the regular one are exactly identical. So all of that you already know. You also get a electric sunroof, and the biggest change I think is this, the steering wheel. While the regular version of the car comes with the unique Hyundai 4-spoke steering wheel, this one goes for a more conventional 3-spoke design, and it looks really nice. It also gets the red stitching, and you have these black kind of brushed paddle shifters behind them, which do help out when driving, as you've seen. Now, since this is the top of the line N8 version, it also gets one more trick up its sleeve, and that is this. A dash cam which records both what is happening outside the vehicle at the front and also records the cabin on the inside. And the great thing about it is that this is kind of a fish-eye lens, which means that it captures the entire cabin from one end to the other. So this is great if you either want to maybe record something, or if you want to keep it for, let's say, a safety security purpose when you're out driving. So this can be a record of things. So altogether, I am very impressed by the cabin. It looks really nice and sporty, but there is something that I did not like with this car, and that's not specific to the N8 variant, but the N6 one, because in that one, you do not get 60-40 split for the rear seat, and you don't even get the 2-step recline function. You look at the brochure and these features are missing in that. It also does not get the BlueLink connected features. It also has the same 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, but does not get BlueLink connectivity. So if you're looking for those features, then you will either have to go for the N8 model or buy the regular Venue, which in the same price will give you those features. So now we've driven the vehicle, we've shown you how it is from the outside, how it is on the inside, what are the new additions, and the only thing left is to talk about the price and what I think of the vehicle. Well, first of all, I would like to say that the Venue has always been very impressive, feature loaded, and it's a great sub 4 meter SUV if you want to buy one. And the N-Line only makes it even better with its better looks and also a more driver focused tuning and setup. If you want something that stands out, if you want something that drives well while also having the looks and the practicality of an SUV, then this is definitely going to be a pick for you, because it anyways does not have a direct competition as of now. The biggest threat it faces, believe it or not, is from the regular Venue itself, because if you look at the pricing, well, this one starts at about 12,16,000 and goes up to 13,30,000, which means the cheapest 1 liter Venue that you get is about more than 1 lakh rupees cheaper than the N6 entry-level variant of the N-Line. And if you go higher up, then the margin shrinks down to about 50,000 rupees. Now, my only concern is if you're not looking for performance or exterior looks, then the N6 doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because it misses out on a few features which the IMT version does have. So if you just want an automatic, maybe not necessarily the DCT, then you can still save some money and get the regular Venue with the same 1-liter engine and have more features. But the N8 model stands out because it has all the features, it has all the bells and whistles for the price that you're paying, and at that point it does make sense to pay that extra amount, especially for the disc brakes on all wheels. You get a nice dash cam at the front, and also, like I said, the amazing driving performance and the great looks. Well, this was a very brief drive experience of the Venue N-Line. If you still have any more questions or doubts, do let us know. We'll try and get the vehicle again. And if you want to see a side-by-side comparison of this and the regular turbo Venue, then again, do let us know in the comments. We will try to make it happen. Leave a like on this video if you liked the information that was provided. Subscribe to our channel if you've not done that up until now, because we will be putting out more automotive content. And most importantly, when you're out on the road, always remember to follow the rules, stay safe, and always belt up. This is Akash Paul signing off for now. Bye bye.